Amova. Welcome to the beginning of another live Sangha. And this will be certainly a milestone live stream, I think. We are live streaming from a beautiful place, my hometown on the West Coast where I grew up. And I hope that is a relaxing time for us. We have the ocean next to us. It'll be a beautiful walk. And I invite everyone who wishes to come and join me on this adventure today. I hope that it's relaxing for you. I hope that you can hear me well, that I got my microphone connected well. May I be of service to all who come this way. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hello, Tyler. How are you feeling? Welcome to all our first guests. I trust that you are feeling as well as you can be, given whatever circumstances might be unveiling in your life at this time. And if there are any challenges, remember that this too shall pass. You are good? I'm happy to hear that, Tyler. Ooh, we got a bunch of clans and noisers. Look like some birds were going to town here. A little seagull feast. I wish I was invited. Of course, I'd be eating berries. Had a lot of berries in the last week. Blueberries. I am happy to hear that for you, Tyler. That's lovely. Abundance is streaming into your life. I wish more for you. Hello, Mima. Jack, you were just watching one of my past lives on YouTube. Oh my goodness. It's been a while since I uploaded any of those. I'm amazed that people are still watching any of them. Thank you, Jack, for telling me that. Any sand dollars on this beach? Asks Max. Oh, that'd be nice. You know, I've lived here 10 years. I feel like sand dollars are found elsewhere in the world. But maybe I'll find my first one today. Who knows? This is what this beach looks like. It's rocky. I mean, there's a little bit of sand. Some places are sandier than others. We've got a lot of driftwood. We have seaweed, bullwhip kelp. Hello, my lovely G. Thank you, Shannon, for the finger heart you sent. Om Ganapataye Namaha. Hello, Sir Simon says. You used to love when I said, tiny, tiny. Yippee. Wow, we already got 88 people here. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. Where is everyone coming from today? As I said, I am on the west coast of Canada. On an island. I was going to say little island. It's actually quite a big island called Vancouver Island. Surprisingly, Vancouver is located on the mainland. And other cities are located here. Perhaps it's our lucky day, shares Max. I wish so as well. May luck be generated from within. I've heard there's a mantra or a trio of bijas for good luck. Actually, it's Shrim. What are sand dollars? Asked Strawberry Fields. Sand dollars, they're a living organism, or at least they were living, and they leave this kind of like, is it an exoskeleton? It's this kind of like fossilized form. It looks like a pentagonal shape. I think it's very symmetric, almost like a snowflake. They might be about big as your hand, and I think some cultures even use them as currency. Kind of look like really big dollars if you found them on the beach. Coins. You are from Banff, Danielle. Cool. Welcome. Shannon, you're from England. Welcome from England. Sir Simon says, from Ottawa. helping with the flood cleanup. That's wonderful. But from Toronto, thank you for providing your service. What have you learned so far there? I'd love to know. Happy to see you, dear Katie. User 973 is from Fla. Where is Fla? 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 Or am I walking into a joke? Hello, Elma from France. Hello, hello, dear Jared. Welcome, Soul Glow. Thank you, dear Jared, for the heart me that you sent. Much love to you. Saraswati Namah. Welcome, dear Billy, and thank you for the pair of roses that you sent. How do I sound, by the way, everyone? And oh, the sun's peeking through. Sum Suryaya Namah. This is a good spot, actually. I can sit down here for a moment. Dear Creechy, thank you for your heart, mate. Radhe, Radhe. Thank you for the follow, dear Jess. Welcome, Lice. Dear James, you ask, what made me go from the old maths music stuff to spirituality? And you add that in a nice way you're asking with a smiley face. Thank you. It's all a part of my path. My journey is so unique to me, just as your journey is so unique to you, and all of our journeys are specifically meant for each one of us. That was a period of time where I had so much passion in myself that I needed to express in a way that only like rap music can, you know? It's very intense. It's very rajasic. And such a creative form. I'm really inspired by people who go far in that creative medium. And having externalized so much of that form of expression, I felt relieved. I felt happy, you know? And it left me in a place where I feel like expressing myself in other ways that are calmer. I mean, I still love all the stuff that I had made before. However, when I try to channel myself again like that, it just comes out in a different way. It comes out in like a calmer way. It's the only way I can put it, you know? A certain kind of peace. And it's a challenge to make like really intense rap music when you're feeling like really peaceful. You know? Because it requires a certain kind of energy, which I've already expressed in a satisfying way. Does that make sense? Yeah, and the math specifically, the math was the language in which I discovered the spiritual world. Really, I was led into the spiritual world through the doorways opened up by mathematics. FLA is Florida? Oh, thank you for telling me that, G. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I like Fla. Thank you, Greggy the Jam Man, for the heart me that you sent. Om Dum Durgaya Namah. Thank you for the follow, Akasha. Quintessence. And Greggy the Jam Man, thank you for the septet of Go Populars that you sent. Om Namah Shakti Shivaya. I sound good? Loud and clear? Oh, perfect. I'm happy to see you, dear Miles. Welcome. Hello. Katie, you're wondering where you can hear my music. The music that I used to make, I still have one up on this account. My rap about the monster set. Fascinating mathematical object. Hello, Hades. You're wondering what kind of flower I have in my bun. Well, thank you for noticing. My mom picked it for me. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Does anyone know? Here, I'll show you a little closer. She told me, and I wish I was better at remembering the names of flowers. I'm sure someone will know. And I'll know it when I see it, if any of you share what it is. I have been gone a long time, dear Lissa. I have good news. I have really important news to share with you all today. That's actually why I'm live streaming. I wanted to tell you all that I'm officially back. to doing regular content creation, including live streams like these ones. How it will be, we shall have yet to see. I'm still figuring that out. I, as of yesterday, handed in my official letter of resignation to the position at the grocery store that I work. I realized, I'm like, what am I doing? Working as a grocer, cashier. I need to be following my passion. I know my heart is full when I'm here with all of you. I don't know how I'm going to turn it yet into, a form of abundance that can support me and my family, but I'm going to figure it out. Everything I do will always be voluntary and open. And these live streams and all my videos will always be free, of course. And I want to do offerings, additional offerings on top of that in a way that's balanced and in a way that people of different financial situations can feel like it adapts to them. Because I really believe strongly, like right now in our societies, we have like a fixed price for everything. Yet I feel like that price should always be moldable and adaptable to whatever the situation is that the person who wants it or needs it is in, right? Because $1 for me might be really different than $1 for you, depending on the situation you're in. So some people can afford to give more. And I want people to make sure that they have that option. Om Namah Shivaya, dear Devin, welcome. So I wanted to come here and share that with you. Obviously, this is day one of getting back into this, so I'm still finding my groove. Thank you all for being patient with me. Greggy the Jam Man loves guitar music in 432 hertz. I love that. It's so interesting how we can choose different frequencies to base our musical scales. I really liked exploring, I think it's like 425.2 hertz, which I calculated as an octave of the Planck frequency, the highest frequency that can exist in the universe. 1 cycle per Planck time, that is. Planck time being the shortest time scale in our current theory of physics. Mermaid, thank you for your heart, mate. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyai Namaha. Sir Simon says, you'd say you'd pay for a one-on-one consult and spiritual guidance session. Thank you for telling me that. I'd like to know what it is that I can offer of myself that people would feel comfortable voluntarily donating to. I'd want it to be a kind of donation-based, That kind of thing. I'll figure it out. Thank you for noticing my evolution, dear user 903. We are all evolving still. I could be 100, 200 years old, still have places to learn, places to grow. Hello, Glint. Nice to see you. Is that a Scottish flag? How can we better prepare for the time in which we transition into the hereafter? I will translate. It's a beautiful question. I think one of the most powerful ways is to enjoy the rasa of it. Rasa is this term you'll hear all over Tantra yoga, Tantrika yoga. Rasa is like emotions turned into ecstasy through seeing the beauty in it and zooming out. If there's any kind of way you can zoom out and see the beauty of the dance of life, then these such transitions are like commas rather than full stops. I heard that from a Swami yesterday. Swami Tattvamayananda, I think his name is. He said, referring to the transition from life, from here to the hereafter, is like a comma rather than a full stop. And I love that. Is this a cornflower on my head, dear Miles? Thank you for telling me. Or Glyn says it's a gerbera daisy. Ooh. So does Miles. All right. Cool. Thank you for telling me. How can I pronounce that? Gerbera? Gerbera? Thank you, Greggy, for the Tango Populars. Om Mitraya Namah. Green-eyed feline, thank you for the heart me. Om Ravaji Namah. Patreon is a good idea too. I also do self-host the website, so it'd be nice to actually host something there too. Although people do prefer platforms that they're already using, of course. I am excited. Thank you for the suggestions. I'm absolutely open to all of them. Glint Echo, thank you for the square of roses, a 7x7 square, 49 of them. Thank you. You can tell I'm neurodivergent when I break down the numbers of the quantities of gifts into mathematical expressions that are satisfying to me. Thank you for the 7 squared roses. Om Krim Kalikaya Namaha. Yeah, that is the intention, dear Miles. A free community with some paid extras or paid led meditations. And these I say paid, but I really want to make clear it's more like, voluntary donations, that type of thing. Yeah. Donation based, as Splatoon Gamer says. Country based pricing, that's a great idea too. Yeah, especially because each country is in such a different financial situation and each person is in such a different financial situation. I'd like to really adapt to each person if I can. And Green Eyed Feline, thank you for the claps. 10 of them. Om Kamalir Mahakalikaya Namah. And the trio of divine fingers. Wow, what an interesting gift. I do think that there is something divine about having these appendages. They really make us humans unique in many ways. The way we can reach out and hold things, offer things, and do mudras. Yeah, 425.2 hertz, I think, is that octave of the Planck frequency. It's like pitched down like 135 octaves or something like that. 135, 139. It's a really high frequency. Imagine having that octave range. 130 octaves of range. Well, the universe has something crazy like that. Probably something like 200 octaves. Thank you for your pair of roses, dear movement soul. Surya Namaha. Hello, Lucy. Namaste, Sandra. You were thinking about me? Oh, in what capacity? Do tell. Thank you for thinking of me. We are all blooming. Yes, this is why I wear the flower. Am I 200 years old? Well, I like to say that we accumulate knowledge and ideas that are hundreds and thousands of years old. Our body is containing DNA that's been evolving for millions and billions of years old. Our atoms themselves could be forged in stars, many billions of years old. And the soul itself is ever fresh, both eternal and reborn in each moment. Hello, September. Thank you for your love from Brazil, dear Ro. Where was I listening to the Swami? Asks Miles. I was listening to an audiobook, or technically it's a podcast, yet because it has an RSS feed, but it's structured. It's a series of lectures that are kind of like an audiobook commentary of the Yoga Sutras, I believe by the Vedanta Society of New York or Hollywood. One of the Vedanta societies on one of the coasts of America. Swami Tattva Mayananda, which I believe means the bliss of this divine feminine expression we call life, Maya. Well, actually, it's a good question. Is it Maya or Maya? The long or short vowels really change the meaning. Maya refers to the existence that we experience, the flow of life, the creation in all of her dynamic and tricky ways, magical ways. Tattva is like principle, like the essence. Tat means that, referring to that ultimate truth. So the Maya Tattva would be like the divine expression of that ultimate essence, which is beautiful. If it's Tattva Mayananda, which actually, through a grammatical process in Sandhi, because joining with the of Ananda and the at the end of Tattva would make the same vowel lengths, basically, sounds very similar. That would mean, Maya means like filled. So the bliss of one who is filled with essence, the essence of the ultimate reality. This is the Swami's name that I was listening to. He's the one that I said momentarily ago, that the transition from life to the hereafter is more like a comma than a full stop. And of course, he learned that from someone else, so you'll have to go find him. Which level am I, asks Titan. Level 0. And from 0, all other numbers are formed. Thank you for the heart, me dear Sandra. Om Karli Maha Karli Karlike Parameshvari Sarva Nanda Kare Devi Narayani Namostute. Let me put my phone down here for a second. So, I just sat here for a moment. I should probably take my backpack off now. Better for my back. And I've challenged myself today. I told myself, Liam, it's my full name, you are going to drink water today because you always forget. You always need to remember. So, I am going to remember today. Otherwise, please remind me. Hopefully the connection's okay. Of course, we're repping that copper water bottle. Purifies the water. Copper is naturally antimicrobial. And of course, copper is an essential mineral. You need it to be able to absorb iron. All y'all ladies that need more iron, make sure you're getting more copper too. Of course, you all know that. You're all very smart people. Kuli. Kuli. Thank you for your heart. Nice to have you here, my friend. Om Hrim Namah Shaktaye. Hello, Dak Ruber. Thank you, Miles, for another rose. Om Bhanave Namah. Dear Andrew, you ask a wonderful question. Tell us something unique you've thought about lately, por favor. As you wish, my friend. And let me ask you the same. I'd love to hear from you all. What is something unique you've thought about lately? Let me reflect on that for a moment. Today I was thinking about how we are surrounded by sacred herbs and flowers. Often nature grows around us in such a way that we find ourselves living in a place where certain remedies for our health grow abundantly around us. My mom was showing me that we have a garden where oregano grows freely. So much oregano. And oregano flowers, these beautiful purple flowers. And I asked if you could eat them too. And she said, yeah, they're really healing too. I thought that's so interesting. We're just surrounded by all these healing herbs. Jayama, dear Kulli. Dear Joe Gray, who asks, what's my opinion on nihilism? Nihilism. I find there's a very beautiful spiritual way that one can be a nihilist. There's two different ways that one could be a nihilist. You might call them a pessimistic nihilist or an optimistic nihilist. I'll tell you the pessimistic nihilism. Pessimistic nihilism is nothing matters. Optimistic nihilism is nothing matters. Emphasis on matters. That means we create our own meaning. This is the form of nihilism that can be really beautiful, really spiritual. And it's very non-dual as well. The idea that the world is more like a canvas for us to paint in our meaning. It becomes depressing if we search for meaning in a way that we need to hear it. Because sometimes what we need to hear is our own soul expressing itself and reverberating across the canvas of space and time, coming back to us. We feel satiated. I was reflecting the other day on this quote that we are filled by what goes in, and we are fulfilled by what comes out. Referring to food and action. Food can only fill us. To be fulfilled is what comes back out of us. Dear Green-Eyed Feline, you missed the spiritual reading sessions? Oh. Thank you for telling me. We will absolutely get back into reading some spiritual literature soon. Danielle, you recommend maybe like a book club entry by donation. You love to explore more spiritual literature in a group. That's a wonderful idea. That's a great idea. Hey, G, write that down. She's with me. She is chilling on a bench. Hello, MJ. It's nice to see you too. Do I get white wise hair? Asks Leah Lorita. I think I do have some hair that's a little lighter. Usually when I spend a lot of time in the sun, I get a little bit of sun bleaching happening. What about you guys? Do you experience that? Thank you, dear Sandra. I am well. Alive, happy, grateful. Mm-hmm. Someone whose name is in Gurmukhi. Welcome. I imagine that if you have a name written in Gurmukhi, it's probably Punjabi. And if you're Punjabi, there's a high likelihood that you are either Sikh or you've experienced Sikh influence. And Sikhism, or Sikhi, is an absolutely beautiful tradition. I make this connection because you've come into the space, and rightly so, you identify that some of what we're sharing borders on what might be called Hinduism. And absolutely, the space is open for Hinduism just as much as it is open up for Sikhi. It's open up to all religions and all true spiritual traditions around the world. Yeah, there are a lot of things that we could point to about Hinduism that have become antagonistic towards its people, even its own high ideals. We could talk about the caste system. We could talk about the discrimination of gender, women. And these things, I want to be clear, these things I absolutely do not stand for. I 100% stand for the freedom from people from the castes that they're said to be born into. I wish for equality of gender. I wish for 100% everyone, regardless of their birth, to be recognized as an equal and divine expression. And this is the true essence of spirituality, to go beyond these boundaries that divide us and seek to find the unity amidst us all. Thank you, once a diplomat. I love Siksha. Siksha, I believe, is the Vedanga, one of the auxiliary limbs of the Vedas on Sanskrit pronunciation. It's so satisfying. It becomes a meditation in and of itself. Om Tat Sat. Yvette, you had asked, am I a Hare Krishna? Actually, for a while, I chanted the Maha Mantra every day. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Very powerful. I probably chanted it millions of times. Every single breath on the inhale, I would chant one full round mentally. On the exhale, I would chant one full. that was one of the most powerful spiritual periods of my life where I experienced so much growth. It's wonderful. I love that. I am free from the association of any organization. We were just talking about how religion can often become antagonistic towards its ideals and its people. And it's going to be a different experience for every single person. I know there are many people who have experienced wonderful, genuine spiritual journeys through the any spiritual organization. There are also people who have these traumatic stories to tell from what happened under these organizations. I am happy to tell you that I am free from any such association with any organization. Yet, I fully believe that if you are affiliated with any organization, that I trust your judgment. And I want you to find the communities that work for you. And look out for people who are in need of help. If anyone around is being taken advantage of, always speak out. And I encourage that within my own community too here. Let us always share from a place of amplifying the voices of the vulnerable. May this space be one where we all treat each other with care. We all become aware of the rooms for growth, and may I always take accountability for where I have to learn. May I always be humble. Thank you. So grateful for everyone here. Let me try to do my best to go through these comments. Butterfly, you share that drinking from a copper cup now and you have energy from it like coffee for real. I love that. Yeah, it is said that every metal has a polarity to it, either on the side of Surya, the sun, or the side of Chandra, the moon. Copper, certainly a solar element. You might find that energizing, activating, heating kind of energy from copper. Whereas if you drank from silver, silver is of course associated with the moon, you might find this cooling, healing, calming effect. Hello, Aesthetically Feral. Thank you for your heart, me dear Sam. Kagaya Namaha. I love copper. Hello, Hija de la Luna. Nice to have you here too. Hello, Faded Fernie. Copper also makes plants grow. Yeah! I made a little copper stake and spiral, placed it in this pot I have growing for a plant. Actually, we have a little spiral stake in all of the plants that we're growing in our garden at the moment. Sam, you share you're learning that space-time is adjustable. I like that. Bendable, moldable. So much of life is more dynamic than we think. MJ, you're on a flight back from Sarajevo, if I pronounced that right. You have to leave soon. So sad. Aww. Are you on a flight right now as we speak? You're getting good connection? Well, hello. You are blessing us from the skies. Say hello to the heavens for us. And bring down blessings, will you? Hello, dear Radiance. Mutant Jen, thank you for the heart me you had sent. Om Pushne Namah. A rosemary crumble sounds divine. Dear butterfly, butterfly. Chief Zona, thank you for your heart me. Hiranya Garbhaya Namah. Aylin, thank you for your heart me too. Marichaji Namah. Chief Zona, thank you for your 25 Go Populars. Every gift is deeply appreciated. And I always want you to remember how voluntary it is. only if you wish and are in a place to do so. Oh, thank you, Sam. Om Bhurmhuvaswa Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Lady Laureate, you've been thinking about the people who have brought the objects you have into existence. Ooh, how fascinating. Are you referring to creative objects? Or everything from the people that go into everything in our kitchen, to our bathroom, to our homes themselves? All the physical stuff made by humans, or made by things that were made by humans. A lot of energy from different places. Hello, dear Michaela. Hello, Elle. Yes. The Tibetan people are very sacred in the spiritual lineage they bring. I pray that their teachings may be preserved. Hello, dear Truth. Hello, Constance. I do feel good. How are you feeling? Right now I'm feeling in my element. Getting back into the groove. Hello, Brilliant Matter. Dear Billy, thank you for your heartbeat. Adityaya Namah. Truth, you ask, how have I been? Truthfully, as of the last few weeks, I was feeling a little overwhelmed by work, which is why I've come here probably to share the news again for the people that have just come in the last 20 minutes or so, to tell you that I am officially back, as I said earlier. I thought, you know what, I've served my purpose at this place of establishment. I was a cashier. Very grateful to have the opportunity to serve my community there. I want to redirect my energy back to serving this community. So I am feeling relieved. I am feeling naturally, as a human, a little afraid, because I don't want to disappoint any of you. I really want to do the best that I can to be the person I'm meant to be here. I know my gifts. I know my strengths. I am here to share them with you so that they may inspire others. I am at your service. So this live stream is very casual, just to get back into the swing of things. How are you, dear Truth? Constance, I am on a beach right now. It's warm, a little windy. And why don't we keep trekking in a moment? Let me see if I can get back to the present moment of comments, and then we'll keep walking. Much love, dear Electric Bands. You know, it's been a while since I've made any math videos, or any videos in general, dear Electric Pants, but perhaps I shall again. Everything is so mathematical. I have been doing a lot of math, actually, in my free time, my personal time. Doing math on kind of a new field I came up with. It's something that's independent from both astrology and astronomy. Because astronomy is more about making observations and studying the solar system. Astrology is more about gaining interpretive meaning from that. So I've coined this term for something that exists kind of between them, astrochirology. It's the study of sacred moments that you choose based on the configurations of the planets and stars. I'm doing a lot of math on this area, astrochirology, fleshing out the frameworks for this theory I have. Pretty fun. So maybe I'll share in the near future some of the math behind astrochirology. I get pretty deep. I'm surprised at how much math you can apply to these things. Some really theoretical math too, mind you. Set theory and vector calculus and trigonometry and abstract algebra even. Thank you, dear Vanessa, for your roses. Jai Narayanaya. Forgive me if it's taking a while to go to each comment. I am 68 messages behind the top one at the moment. Or the bottom one, I guess. The most recent one. Mm-hmm. You like Norway, dear Constance? Are you in Norway? Or is the place here reminds you of Norway? Hello, Gopi. Oh, yes. If I remember correctly, I love the poetry you shared here for Narayana, your Ishtadeva. Yes, I eat a plant-based diet. And I trust you are all eating in a way that's right for you. It may be different from me. That's okay. I am happy for all of you. As long as you are all being fed, that makes me happy. As long as you are all nourishing yourself, one step at a time. Take care of the temple, then the temple takes care of the community. Thank you, dear Matt, for your heart me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I have been, dear Matt, I have been spending a lot of time working. I sent in my resignation letter yesterday. I'm going to be back to doing these things. I'm really excited for the future of this space. It's amazing how much a traditional job can take away from the things you love. Unless it's something you love. Doing this is definitely something I love. Thank you, Sam, for the gold medal you had sent. As I'm going through the comments in order, I'm also going through the gifts in order, so thank you for your patience in acknowledging them all. Savitri Namah. Hello, Sachidananda. Oh, I love the correct spelling of the Sanskrit in your name. That satisfies me. Thank you, dear Matt, for your 21 Go Populars. Aum Kamalyarmaha Karlikaya Namah. Namaskaram. Dear Kung Fui, nice to see you again. Thank you for finding beauty in the soul we share, expressing itself in different ways, dear Beat the Bugs. Hello, dear Matthew. What is up, fellow mathematician philosopher? Ugh. Beauty. How are you? Thank you for the hand heart you sent, dear Sam. Arkaya Namah. Hello, dear Donsuela Priya. That reminds me, G has told me that you sent me a message. I'll definitely have more time to read that. I am happy. I am feeling blessed in this moment. I'm feeling excited to be here. Oh, I feel good. My body feels refreshed. I like the temperature. I like the air right now. How are you? Hello, Strawberry Star Bunny. You still have that name. I love that. Nice to see you too. Allow me to remind myself to drink water. It's good. Alright, I know I said that I'd wait until I got to the present moment and comments before we started walking again, but there's just so much activity. I'm so grateful for it all. Thank you, everyone. Let's keep going. My beautiful Shakti, let us walk. Continue down this beach. With you all, of course. I'm bringing you with me. Just gonna have a little more water first. Good. Narayani, Narayani. Om Namah Shaktaye. Om Kring Kalikaya Namaha. I hope she can hear me. My beautiful love. Hello. We are walking. Take your time. Hello, Abis. Thank you for the rose, dear Kung Fui. Om Bhaskaraya Namaha. And for another hand heart, dear Sam. Om Sum Suryaya Namaha. Hello, Finding Bliss. So is it pronounced Sikh? Yes, essentially. Yeah, S-I-K-H is how we render it in English. And it's a short E. And then actually in English we already aspirate our unvoiced consonants. K, k, so that H is necessary. In English we already do this with our Ks. So Sikh, Sikh. It's a little soft breath of air after. Yeah. Someone who practices Sikhi, the tradition that comes from Guru Nanak and the 10 gurus immortalized in the Guru Granth Sahib. Very beautiful tradition. It was inspired through a revolution of bhakti, of loving devotion, of the East, as well as the Muslims in the Middle East, and a recognition that there needed to be a way out of the caste system of India. That is why all Sikhs today, if you're a male, you'll have the last name Singh, meaning lion, from Sanskrit Simha, which is actually where we get the term Simba, like in The Lion King. And if you're a woman, you have the last name Kaur, which means lioness. Why? Because in India, the last name is often tied to the caste, certain family names, which often get discriminated. So the way to escape that is one of the ways is to become a Sikh. And you get the last name Singh or Kaur. That's the intention, at least. Thank you, Smiles and Flames, for your heartbeat. Om Kamishwarya Namaha. I am on the west coast of Canada, dear Sam 222. Where are you, my friend? I am glad to be back to you, dear Finding Bliss. Hello, some guy. Thank you for the Go Popular, dear Smiles and Flames. Om Bhagamarinyay Namaha. And thank you for the welcome back. I feel very welcomed by you all. I am so genuinely, deeply, sincerely grateful for you all. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Michael, for your rose. Om Nitya Klinaya Namaha. And thank you for sharing the live, everyone. What's that? All good? Okay. Yes, I have been taking a break, dear Swan. I was working. I now am free from such a position. I am here for you. Hello, Moises Pluto. Yes, welcome, Gopi. Take care, dear MJ. May you have a safe journey. May you look from above, down at this beautiful world and send your love to us, little earthlings on the ground. See the big picture. Zoom out. Thank you, Simone, for your heartbeat. Om Bheorundaya Namaha. Dear Sam, thank you for your pair of roses and your finger heart. Om Vahnivasinyaya Namaha. Yes, it is nice to have you here again as well, dear Kung Fui. Thank you. Radhe, Radhe, dear Simone. Just making my way through the comments one by one. Thank you for your patience, everyone. I look like I got a third eye, don't I? Yes, this is my mosquito bite, I think. I got a mosquito bite up there, a couple of them. I got a pimple over there. I just got a bunch of third eyes. Third eyes? I got a fourth eye, fifth eye. Just my body cleansing. Actually, in place of a Discord server right now, dear Gopi, I have a Telegram group chat, which everyone is invited to. Hopefully the link still works on my website, shakta.ca, shakta.ca. Okay, we have a beautiful question from the letter H. How to move on from your first love? Oh, my dear. First love, first heartbreak. I have something to tell you. Your first love is something you'll always carry with you. In fact, this is true for everything we love. Love always remains. We just learn to fall in love again. We carry that love that we have with each relationship. And we discover the essence that was behind the person. Every single relationship is one love, different people. Each person that you experience that love with is unique. The love itself is one and unites us all. You can try to let go of the love. You'll only be trying to let go of your very own heart from which that love came. Different times in our life, different people, we connect with love. They guide us, they channel us in our very own love. What can we do with that love? Certainly it will remain with us. We just learn to hold space for it, allow ourselves to feel that grief, and we move on rather from the specific form that love took. We might write songs, poetry, dance, have good times with friends. We learn to let that form melt into pure love, pure energy, so that it can be remade into something new again. I hope that's helpful for you. Thank you, Vitamin DMT, for your heartbeat. Namaste. I have a feeling who this is. Om Mahavajreshwarjaya Namah. Hello, Sunday. Om Namo Buddhaya. Hello, Om Tat Sat. Our community just teared up. Woohoo! I love that. You know what that reminds me? I think that TikTok gave me some flares or something that I could use. Where are they? That is a great question, though. Let me look. Let's see, what is this? So elaborate is all these things. My goodness. How many settings and dials and knobs can I turn for this live stream? Ah well, I'll figure it out later. Thank you, Donzuela, my dear friend. You have the same copper water bottle? Dear butterfly, I butterfly. Oh, how lovely. Hello, dear, long live the Dom. We are going for a walk together. Am I a mermaid? You know, that sounds nice. I think I'd like to enjoy spending part of my life amongst the waters, breathing underwater, playing with the fishes, singing beautiful songs. I'm very grateful to have these 2 feet, to walk on the land, to take me through the forests and paths, mountains, valleys. At least I'm grateful to be close to the water by the beach today. Is this a question or something that you share from yourself, dear butterfly, eye butterfly? You want to try eating edible gold next. Is this a thing? I believe it's a thing. If you ask the question, is this a thing? 9 times out of the 10, the answer is yes. Pinecone, this is the first time you see me leave my yard. Oh, yes. See? I do travel. And look at these beautiful flowers. It is a cloudy day today, yet I hope the color comes through. Lovely sunset orange here. We have blue here, and red, and red. This is actually, I have to share with you all. This is the bench dedicated to a childhood friend of mine that very sadly passed away several years ago now. We grew up as neighbors. We had sleepovers. We'd go over to each other's house and walk along this very beach and hang out. And something like 5 years ago, it's very sad that I guess he had developed an addiction to prescription drugs and actually overdosed that way. And it's very sad, very, very loved. His nickname is Mr. Wonderful. And I hold him in my heart. There's actually a picture of him here I can share with you. I don't know if his family would want me sharing the name, so I'm going to keep his name private. But yeah, another picture of him over here. Very lovely, sweet person. I just wanted to stop and honor. Look how many heart rocks people brought him over the last few years. These are all rocks in the shape of a heart found presumably on this beach. Lots of love. Beach. Lots of love. Lots of love. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for being a part of everyone's life. I said the name, didn't I? Oh well. And be. Thank you everyone for stopping. More. Fathers. And rained on sprinkler. It's very nice. It's cooling actually. I needed that. Always live on. Hello. Om Namah Shivaya. Elia, you ask, how old am I? In this life, this body was emergent. I was 11. You are so sweet. 24 years ago for my mother. Thank you for the cake slice. 22 cake slices. My goodness. Are you trying to fatten me up? You think I could eat 22 slices of cake? Hiranya Garbhaya Namaha. You were talking about the Lion King today. Dear butterfly, eye butterfly. I think we're having a lot of synchronicities today, everyone. I like that. Sammy from Nashville. Dear Sandra, thank you for your quartet of roses. Shiva Dutya Namah. Quintet of roses, actually. Thank you, my friend. And a finger heart. Rama Rama. Greetings, dear faithful being. Welcome. Oh, thank you for your divine fingers as well. And a rose, dear Sandra. Dvaritaya Namah. Har Har Mahadeva. Welcome, dear Aditya. We were just doing sun salutations. I chanted your name. Om Adityaya Namaha. It's actually a beautiful name, Aditya. It comes from Aditi, which is a name for a goddess. Aditya means the one who has come from the goddess Aditi. It's a name for the sun. The sun as a spiritual son of the goddess. It's like great maternal figure from which many gods and goddesses come. Thank you, Sandra, for your generosity and your roses and flowers. Om Kula Sundarya Namaha. And the lovely little puppy coming by. This is my first time doing a live stream kind of in public. It's fun. My Shakti is making sure I don't walk off the edge. Probably for the best. You've been learning about Gnosticism. That's beautiful. This is a mystic tradition that comes from the ancient Greeks, I believe. They have a lot of interpretations on Christian texts, for example. I'm going to walk up this, much to my lover's care, that I stay in one piece. Look at these beautiful flowers by the water, the driftwood, the ocean. Yeah, Gnosticism, I always think, the first thing that I think of when I hear this word is I immediately know the Sanskrit root that it's cognate to, because it's identical both in the underlying phonetic structure, and there's an English cognate too, but also Gnosticism is like almost spiritually cousin to a very similar tradition from India as well. Gnostics, they are equivalent jnanis. G-N-O is how the root is in Greek. G-N-O. In Sanskrit, it's J-N-A, Gna. Greek is Gna, Gna. And in English, it's K-N-O, Kno. Although, of course, we have made the letter K silent. It's the path of knowledge. It's the path of gnosis. It's the path of jnana. All these languages are related to each other. They share both a linguistic history as well as a spiritual history. This is the path of mysticism. This is the path of looking for higher knowledge and wisdom and symbolism in everything. I certainly encourage you to explore it if you feel called to it. Meow. Hello, dear Arwen. David, you simultaneously like to think it's the same love preserving through all lives. I like that. And we have some wonderful flowers here by the water too. Thank you for letting me show you all. Wonderful Sangis. We are the emergence of the universe loving itself. Well said, dear David. Thank you. Hello, Albert. I remind you of Terence McKenna. Reincarnated? Maybe. Was I born after he transitioned? That'd be really interesting. Peace be upon you, dear Albert. Thank you for sharing your heart, dear Don Suela. We missed you too. Thank you for being part of this space. Take care, dear Kung Fui. I'm sure by the time I've gotten to this comment, you've already departed on your adventure. May your spirit know that we wish you farewell. You are a mermaid, dear Rhiannon. Perfect. I thought we might have a few resident mermaids here. Fey creatures, witches, all sorts of magical beings. Wizards. Yeah. I think it's a different harbor. The one you're thinking of, dear $1.50. And now we're getting to the comments where We were walking by that bench dedicated to my friend. Thank you, everyone. Some wonderful purple flowers here, too. The bees are working hard. I'm always very proud of the bees, especially because they're working overtime. We need more bees in the world. They're doing the job of 10 bees each. Sometimes I look at a bush and I see this one bee working the whole bush and there might be 1,000 flowers on that bush. I go, wow, you're going to be here all day. You're going to be here. Well done. I do have a little greenhouse, dear Greggy. Oh, do I have to solve a little CAPTCHA to keep going? 1 second. Solve the one-piece puzzle. Oh, it's a beautiful mountain scene in the mist. Easily done. What can I say? I'm an expert at one-piece puzzles. Was I freezing earlier? Ah well, I hope my connection is better now. Thank you, everyone who sent love to my friend who has gone to their next life. Yeah, I think I've got better connection now. What's the difference between synchronicity and a coincidence? Coincidence might have the connotation that it's just by chance. Synchronicity means it's lining up because it's meant to be, I feel. Although, literally speaking, if you break down the word coincidence, it's a geometric term for rays that are lining up with each other. So it does have the same kind of meaning that we use the word synchronicity to imply. Hello, Diesabel. Hello, Ashley. Kristen, thank you for the heart you sent earlier. Nityayay Namaha. We've got a bunch of blackberries growing here. They are technically a displaced species that takes over our local ecosystems. I was thinking, I consciously choose an alternative than the word invasive species, because invasive implies that it's not meant to be here. However, it's meant to be somewhere else, right? I think of it likewise with people who have been displaced from their homes. We often consider people who are without a home to be invasive, at least in the public eye. The municipalities tend to have regulations against them, as if they weren't meant to be here. Well, they're meant to be somewhere, right? They have a home that is somewhere. They're just on their journey to find that home. Likewise, blackberries here. There's a lot of blackberries on their journey to find their native home. And I'm happy that they're here. And this person, she's very happy to have them here too. I'm cherishing my time with her because I know that in the next few weeks she's going to be elsewhere. She's going to be at each blackberry bush. She's going to come back after a long day, and it's going to look like she's all bloody, but it's actually just blackberry juice. I'll be like, "Do you have a long, good day?" She's like, "Yeah. I ate 3,675,402 blackberries. I was trying to go for 10 million. I tried my best." Berries are so wonderful for you. Full of polyphenols. Fun fact about polyphenols, they're great for your brain, specifically flushing out all of the byproducts that your metabolism uses in your brain through the lymphatic system. So if you ever feel like you got brain fog, you ever feel like you just built up all this stuff in your head that needs to get flushed away and clear up space for something new, eat some berries. Berries are a great source of polyphenols for that. Yeah, I wish my live stream could run underwater. I wish my devices were waterproof. Speaking of which, I recently waited 16 weeks for a new phone. It was a very different type of phone. It's a light phone. It's actually meant to be a minimalist phone, so it can only text and call, and you can listen to podcasts and write notes and have directions, and that's about it. If you want to use Instagram, if you want to use the internet, you have to use a smartphone. This is a modern dumb phone. Paid like $500 for it, waited 16 weeks, and the first thing I do, I'm loving it for the first day or two, and then I run it through my laundry machine. And I should have listened to my partner's intuition, because while the laundry machine was running with my new phone in it, she goes, "Love, why is the laundry machine making that noise?" I'm like, "Oh, it's probably a button on my pants or whatever." She's like, "I really think it sounds different." Okay, fine. So I go and I open it up. I'm kind of haphazardly looking through everything. I'm like, "Look, there's a button on my pants. That's probably it." She's like, "I don't know. Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably fine." So I close it. I turn it back on again. It gets all hot. And 20 minutes passes. I go, "Where's my phone?" And then I immediately think, okay, yep, I know where it is. And of course, I go into the laundry machine again, and there's my phone. And it is kaput. I tried everything. Factory reset. Contact support. It is now a very expensive paperweight. And it's not even that good of a paperweight, because it's a light phone. It's meant to be very light. So what is the lesson here? The lesson is always listen to your partner's intuition. Women just have a sixth sense for this stuff, so it's a $500 lesson, which is good. It's very expensive knowledge, very high value knowledge. I'm grateful for it. I mean that sincerely. I've actually been practicing the art of non-attachment, so I'm actually happy with the way things went concerning that. I think it's more funny than anything. Pay attention to the signs given by the universe. Indeed. Terence McKenna transitioned to his next life in the year 2000. Okay, well then I might be the reincarnation, because I was born in 2001. And Terence McKenna was one of the first people I started listening to and getting into spiritual stuff. How interesting. That would be really funny if I was. Very grateful for this life. Very humbling to be compared to him. Certainly catching up. This is a good Sanskrit word here. Tattvamasi. So if the word astha is belief, trust, then na asta or nasta, forming Gnostics, is how you always understood that word. Is this a part 2 of another comment that passed me by? That's a beautiful etymology. I think it's derived from a different root, because you probably have seen the spelling with the TH. In Sanskrit, Nastika is just a T. Oh, beautiful hydrangeas. I was wearing that on my head yesterday. The purple flowers. It's just Nastika. No aspiration. And that comes from the root as, to be. And asti, meaning it's to be. They are. He or she is asti. Like in tattvam asi, although asi is a different variation of that root. And so astika is existence. Existence. And then na astika is the non-existence. And this is referring to the darshanas of ancient India that could be largely classified into the Astika darshanas, schools of thought, and the Nastika darshanas, the ones that believe in the existence, the Astika, of the authority of the Vedas, versus the ones that reject the authority of the Vedas, the Nastikas. But I like that alternative etymology with the TH. I do wonder if those roots are related. The roots themselves between us and At, between belief and existence. Because certainly what we believe is our existence in many ways. And also existing is believing. What can we truly believe in if not what we are experiencing and being right now? I am in Victoria, dear Denny. Good eye. It's a lovely beach. We can stop here, do a little live stream from down here. This is a nice space to do. To continue. Hopefully the connection here is alright. Although it is right next to an airport. See this plane land. I feel like we might have better connection if we walk a little further. My beautiful love. Just go a little further. BC blackberries are the best. BC berries. I've heard good things from other provinces. I happen to live in BC, so they have become my standard. Very grateful for berries. Nothing is not meant to be here. They are exactly where they're supposed to be. I agree in the journey of life. People have some very beautiful gardens here. People with a lot of abundance. There's such a red rose right here. Woo! It's nice. It complements the red on my head. Thank you for finding beauty in me, dear Idamos. May we all find the ways to express the beauty of our eternal soul. You know the berries are good when they stain your fingers. That's right. I like the gradient. There's a nice heart there. Look at that heart. You love huckleberries, Wimmy. I love that. Yeah, back to my dumb phone. My dumb phone got scrubbed. I got scrubbed. I'm the dumb one now. Kostas, you ask about the World Cup. Have you been following it? I have to admit, I've only just been hearing about it. It makes me happy that other people are happy. People get very excited about this stuff. If you're one of those people, I am happy for your excitement. Part of me wishes that I could feel that excitement, cheer on a country. It's nice to feel part of something like that. To me, I feel like an earthling. I'm cheering for everyone. I also feel like a lot of attention is spent on people competing. Imagine if we spent as much attention on people coming together, you know? And I guess that is true in individual teams. A lot of teamwork happens, cooperation. Yet the cooperation seems to be in competition. I suppose there's a healthy amount of competition. Who knows? These are just my transitory thoughts. There's a beautiful crabapple tree by the water here. Full of minerals. My goodness, this tree must be. I am excited to try these apples. I do know that they are edible. because I grew up here, in case anyone is concerned that I may pass away if I eat them or get very sick. These are good ones, I know. Ever heard of the Nothing phone? Yeah, I actually spent a lot of research on looking at all these minimalist phones. The Nothing phone was one of my top choices. The reason I went with the light phone over the Nothing phone is because of the e-ink display. I love that. That's like one of my favorite types of technological displays. The e-ink displays. The ones that look like paper, like on a Kindle or an e-reader. Because our phones, through the color, through the light, through the brightness, it affects our circadian rhythm, our dopamine response. To have something that looks less of an animated object and more of a static, stationary object, it helps us transition from the strong attachment to our devices. Which is rather ironic as I'm walking around talking to my phone. I now Danielle Rova, you ask, do I believe in manifestation? Absolutely. What we believe, we create. The universe looks to us and asks the question, what reality do you want to live in? Sometimes we ask the other way around, what universe reality can you create for me? Remember, we are the caretakers of our existence. What matters most of all is our intentions. Lovely white flower by the ocean. How are we using this spiritual gift? There's a word for it in Sanskrit. Your Icha Shakti. Coming from the root Ich, meaning to want. Icha is like wish, wanting. Shakti is like spiritual, divine, feminine power. Your Icha Shakti, the ability to manifest what you wish. We all have this ability. We can harness it. To harness it requires supreme concentration of mind. Each level of our being has a different Shakti associated. And in general, there are 3 levels to our reality. Shall we walk down here? Shall we walk down to this pier? Why not? One of the greatest potencies of the mind is the Icha Shakti. You focus the mind on an object. That shall you attain. The mind is the greatest amplifier of form. You shape your mind to what it is you want to be, what it is you wish to experience. Become that. Like what Bruce Lee said. Was it Bruce Lee? I think. Be like water. Are we going on a catwalk? Is this a catwalk? Although I did talk about last year how I would go for catwalks where I'd try to pet as many cats as possible. I have yet to see a cat on this walk. Although the cats would love this walk for the birds, if it weren't for the fact that we are over the water. And I imagine as a cat, that might be pretty scary. Cucumber, you're wondering, how did I grow my hair back so fast? I actually recently got a haircut. My hair has been long consistently for the last few years, though, so... What you are thinking of, you might have to expound on that. Maybe you saw an alternate version of me that went bald. monk yam. You're very welcome, Madeline. Thank you for sharing with me this empathy towards species that may be called invasive. They are just on a journey away from their native home, and us as human caretakers have some role to play in figuring out the placement of things. As general as that sounds, that is a really high purpose. We are arrangers. We are placers. We set things in motion. Hello, wonderful seagull. Nature teaches. Hello, Anthony. It's nice to see you, my friend. Thank you for your rose. And thank you for the goat busker. That's fun. We're coming to the end of the pier that we've walked across. You can see the shore behind us and this wonderful seagull. Hello, beautiful being. Here's a great and simple spiritual practice. Yeah. A great and simple spiritual practice is to see the universe and every living thing. Same soul is in you as it is in me, as it is in all the people around. If you can see God, if you're comfortable with the theistic term, in all creatures, what a wonderful thing that is. You can have divine communion everywhere you go. We are at the end of the pier. Over the shore here is actually the United States of America. So hello everyone from America. I live on an island that's actually south of the parallel that our countries use as the boundary, which means that when I look east, I actually see the United States of America. So on the 4th of July earlier last week, we could see some of the fireworks happening in Seattle over there. And I am in Canada. Hello, seagull. I love you. Much love for you, dear cat, forever young. Tattvamasi, I like this question. Can our decisions come from anywhere outside of mind? If yes, how can you trust it? If no, please explain. Well, of course, people may make decisions before us, and we may follow them, seeing ourselves in their situation. We often find ourselves in very similar situations. Have you used the washroom today? I know I have. And that means that the decisions you made in that washroom, I could learn from. Whatever that means. Did you decide to wash your hands after? Well, so did I. So we are both making that same decision, independently. Or perhaps from the great ancestor, probably a woman, many thousands of years ago, that decided it was a good idea to do that. For cleanliness, for hygiene, for the sake of health. Salutations to her. We follow after her. We're always making new decisions, and we're also always following after those who have come before us. The question is, can you see yourself in them? If you can, then absolutely. If you see that that decision has worked for them, and you see yourself in them, then yeah, that decision comes from them. We imbibe it, we take part in it. Otherwise, if it's too challenging to see ourselves in them, or if that decision seemed to work out in a different way for them than the way that you would have wanted it to work out for you, then it's time to make a new decision ourselves. How can you trust it? By seeing yourself in them. Then, is it us versus them, or is it just us? One soul making one decision here, reflecting that opportunity for everyone else to take inspiration from. I do wonder how the connection is out here. Namaste, dear inevitable. Namo Vaha. Salutations to you all. And thank you, Inevitable, for your love you so much. Sarvamangalaya namaha. You can hear me, Inevitable? Have I made my way back to the present moment in the comments? Whew, I did it! Woohoo! That deserves a little celebration, I think. It takes a while. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. Working my way down. Now I can truly and sincerely and genuinely be present. I think I accidentally invited someone as a guest. I meant to just scroll with my finger. Let's take a few conscious breaths together by the sea. Thank you for being here with me, everyone. First live stream back to officially doing these things regularly. I like that we have this guest here. What is your name? What do you have to say? Just close your eyes. I feel like sometimes animals do that when they express love or trust. I close my eyes means what you do around me, I trust you. I hope my connection is okay too. Or you're all very peaceful and quiet. Welcome, Stevie G. Om Samudra Vasane Devi Parvatastana Mandale Vishnu Patni Namastubhyam Padasparshang Shamasvame. Over there, I just saw that island be lit up by the sun. It's back in the shade. The sun is peeking through in a few places. Sometimes when we feel that the clouds of the mind are covering our light source, remember that the sun still shines. Maybe we have to find those places where it does. Stevie G, you shared my video has yet to load. Perhaps it's a connection thing. Let me walk back closer to the mainland. Thank you for letting me know. We'll find a good spot to sit for the last 30 minutes. I planned a nice 2-hour live stream today from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And I'd love to hear from you all. What are you all up to in this moment? Are you just listening? Are you listening and cleaning your room? How are you feeling, everyone? Nice to do some chanting. We can do that on the beach for sure. I think there's a good spot in mind I have. Hello, beautiful seagull. The red spot on your beak. How unique. Like a bindu. You know, all the birds are just hanging out with us. Feels very peaceful here. I love the temperature actually, because it's windy. And it's rare that you have a nice warm wind. I like a nice warm wind. Perfectly regulating temperature. Why am I making your book? Om Vayave Namaha. I seem to be back. All right. Perhaps it was my connection walking off the dock there. Well, that's good. Faithful Being says no video yet. Perhaps I can close my app and open it back up again too. All right, I've done so. Maybe that's done something. Thank you, Inevitable, for your trio of roses. Aum Jwala Marlinyay Namaha. What a beautiful and sacred moment, dear Madeline. Salutations to your beautiful son. I wish good things. I wish all the energy of this space, all the good feelings here to nourish your son. And may all of our inner babies feel enlivened by Mother Nature, Mother Earth. Stevie G, you share. You came in when I said something about belief, and that source asks what kind of reality you want to see. Yeah. The universe waits for us to ask questions. Hello, Maitreya. Hello, Maitreya. Hello. Of y'all, I echo that, dear Maria. Thank you for another rose. I see some blackberry bushes in bloom. Om Sarva Pushpebhya. Hopefully my Sanskrit was correct on that. Salutations to all flowers. Dear Sav, you share your heart chakra be balancing. Oh, how lovely. Let us do all the mantras for the heart chakra for you. Yam. That's the main one. Yam. And then it's the 12 first consonants of the Devanagari alphabet with anuswaras. Kam, kam, gam, gam, jam, cham, jam, cham, yam, tam, tam. Salutations to the heart. The element of the heart is air. Feeling air today. Your wonderful son said hi back. Oh, hello. Beautiful being. Divine coming into form again. Thank you for coming to this world. I should charge my phone. Yeah. This is a nice spot. Yeah, we can go down to this beach here. Hello, Gina. Thank you for your rose. Some beautiful flowers here by the water. Flowers by the water. That seems to be the theme of this live stream. A little casual walk. Thank you all for joining me again. Very simple, I know. I wish to go back to doing more comprehensive live streams. My beautiful love down here. Comprehensive live streams. My beautiful love down here. We'll walk out here. This path. This beach will go down to the end there. Have a little spot. I'll plug in my phone, sit down, hang out with you all. Is my video still frozen? Thank you, Gina, for your pair of roses. Namo Bhagavate Rudraja. Miyananda, thank you for your rose. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Take care, dear Stevie G. Thank you for popping by. Yes, I had a feeling you missed me, dear Gina. Leah Zion, you had asked, how do you deal with a heartbreak? Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. It's such an important question. Life is always shattering our heart, it seems. Fortunately, it grows back, and it grows back stronger. It's like any muscle, really. If you want to grow your muscles, you got to work them out. And you know that at a molecular level, pretty hard. Pretty hard. If you want to grow, these muscle fibers, they have to rip apart, and then in the space between, they grow bigger. It's the same with love. Love expands us. Love pushes us to new areas, out of our comfort zone. And when we experience loss of the things or love and expansive open space, then without that we just feel all this empty area that we had designated in our heart to roam and play, because we never got to do that. Space, it makes room for these possibilities. It was not force that was within you. All right, I have an idea. Let me turn off my app for a second. All right, let's go back in. Maybe also I could flip the camera around too. Flip the camera, boom, flip the camera again. Get a little update in there. How's it looking?
Okay, it's starting to come back.
Oh, it's coming back. Ooh, my live stream is being resuscitated. Connection. I think I learned one of the Sanskrit terms for connection recently. For a special connection, samprayoga. It's beautiful, coming from the root yug, meaning to join. Yoga meaning a union, also a kind of connection. Pra means going forth in connection, and sam means a holistic sense. So samprayoga means this whole, complete, fourth connection, or union. It's a beautiful term. It arises when you naturally read the Yoga Sutras. You'll find that there's a verse on Sampra Yoga where Patanjali, the author of the Yoga Sutra, says that the reason most humans don't have superpowers is because we've lost our Sampra Yoga, this very special connection with our deep self or our oversoul, the great self, the universal self that we're all a part of. To reestablish that Sampra Yoga through yoga. That's how we regain these natural abilities. The video is fixed. Woohoo! Let's go. Yippee! Hello, Amelie Lily. Thank you for your heart, me and Rose. Brahm Bhairvaya Namaha. Okay, allow me to have some water. Good time to hydrate again. Incense, that's a great idea. I'm glad you brought some. I was actually thinking of bringing some myself. I can smell that. It's good. Here, let me set the intention of blessing you all. Just for fun. I love you. May all of your wishes, dreams, desires come true. May you feel abundance in your life. May you feel happy. May you feel at ease. May your whole body feel cleansed. May your mind feel clarity. May you feel relaxed. May you feel inspired for the things you wish to do. All in the right time, of course. May all these things come to be with divine timing. And I can even put it here in the rocks. Perfect. You have a question, dear Kalki Ji? Welcome. Good connection now, asks inevitable or shares inevitable. Good. I'm happy. Okay, our little trick worked. Kalki Ji, you asked, how much energy does the name Rama carry? You were just reading the Shiva Samhita in the bath. I love that. Oh, perfect. How much energy, how can we quantify infinite energy? How much energy are you putting into it? That is the question. You know, you can just say it with a little energy. Ram, Ram, Ram. You're channeling a small portion of that. You can say it with a little more energy. Rama, Rama, Rama. You'll notice certain things. Put a lot of energy into it. Rama, Rama. And energy doesn't necessarily mean volume, right? Energy is how much focus you put into it. You can do it completely silently. And that's what Hanuman used to do. Whenever he would yawn or otherwise he had to be silent, he would say it really loudly in his mind and he would snap. He would just snap his fingers. Ram, Ram, Ram. And I think there's a story about how if you listen closely to Hanuman's skin, even if he was silent, you could hear all the cells in his skin chanting, Rama, Rama. Powerful energy. It's all about the bija that you feel drawn to, the names of the divine. Everything is a name of the divine. The one who has all names, yet is the nameless one. Welcome back to you too, dear Tattvamasi. Your question is, can our decisions come from anywhere outside of mind? Oh yes, I tried to answer this when I could have had better connection. Let's explore this again from another direction. I often find that's meant to be. If ever we try to say something, and then there's something in the way from the person hearing the way we said it, and then they offer us another chance, that's the universe saying, try a new way. Let's explore this from another direction. Mm-hmm. So what faculty in us makes the decision? Certainly that would be, at least when it comes to the four antahkaranas, the four inner faculties, that would be the buddhi, which is often translated to the intellect. How does it make that decision? It is said by holding knowledge. It's actually very beautiful because in that sense it's very spontaneous. You make decisions simply based on what knowledge you're holding. I'm surrounded by stones. Let's use stones. Suppose this is a certain truth. Now how true it is contextual. You place that truth, that unit of knowledge in your intellect. Naturally, you make decisions based on that truth. Perhaps that truth alone is only used in some scenarios, so you acquire more knowledge. Now these two together work together in a certain way. You can mix and match them too. Perhaps one form of knowledge has already served its purpose, so you replace it with another. Whatever knowledge you hold in your mind, because everything can be true from a certain perspective. It's true based on what position in life you're in right now, what context is around you. what might have been your truth that you held on to before has become already used up in its purpose for you in that time in your life. So we find other perspectives to hold on to. So what knowledge is it's the ability to find meaning in certain perspectives. And does that meaning have value for you right now? You hold that in your intellect. So can decisions come from elsewhere in the mind? Well, knowledge can come from anywhere. We can find that within our own experience. We can find that within other people's experiences also. The source of that power, of course, always is within you, channeled from your person. How you connect to other sources of knowledge is how you connect. How you see yourself in these places. People can make decisions for you. They will only be helpful so much as they represent a part of you fully. If they're still growing in that area of life, then it's for you to look within your own experience. If you are still growing and others have experienced the learning that suits you, we can look to them too. Place it in our intellect. Hold our mind to a certain idea. That's why it's so important to continually refresh ourselves with new sources of insight. Meditation, reading, movies, storytelling, narratives, these are so important. 108 monkey energy. That's funny, Kalkiji. Yes, this is how many units? Rama has 108 monkey energies. Yeah. There are different ways of chanting, however, that are said to be more powerful than others. Hello, Zari. Kalkiji, you share, Kabir says the name of Ram saves you from Kal or Yama. That's beautiful. It's very, very common in the Vaishnava tradition. There's a famous saying that if I say it around anyone who's superstitious, ironically, they might fear that Yama is coming for them, which is kind of opposite of what its intended meaning is for. And that's the Hindi saying, Ram Nam Satya Hai, because it's usually chanted in a funeral procession for the departed. And there's a superstition that's grown around that if someone chants it for you, then that means that your funeral procession is going to happen too. Literally speaking, however, it just means the name of Ram, or the name of the divine, is the truth. Satya is truth itself. The name itself can save you from one's soul going in a direction that is contrary to its path. It's very powerful. And what is the deeper meaning of this? How can a name save us from something like that? Well, what is a name? And specifically, what is a name of the divine? How can the divine have a name? We have names to differentiate ourselves from each other. There's only one divine, right? It only differentiates itself in the various manifestations that it has. One divine source expressing itself in many ways. Each expression has a different name, a different way to come to understand that supreme unity, a different way to experience that source pouring forth in a unique and vibrant and experiential way. And at that high level, that's also why all of us have names, because we are also emanations of that divinity. So names point us to the infinite. They also point out of the infinite. They are convergent unto the infinite source and divergent from the infinite source. So how could that save us? It's a remembrance of unity. It focuses, it channels our Shakti Prana They're our life force. It said, I think in the 8th verse of the 6th chapter, or is it the 6th chapter of the 8th verse of the Bhagavad Gita, that what we remember in the end is what we will come to be next. Our final thought determines the direction of our consciousness, right? So if we think divine thoughts, then our soul continues in its evolution divineward, in the direction of the divine. So what form of the divine that calls to you, such is the form that you are meant to embody, or at least complement. And that is spiritually saving. Rama, Rama. I think we are burning sandalwood. Thank you for the heart me. Someone with a beautifully decorated username. Let's see if I can pronounce this. Let me look closer at your account here. It's just loading. Makta? I think maybe. Anyway, thank you, beautiful being, for your heart me. Brahmarya Namaha. Tattvamasi, you ask, can you get rid of those stones and still make decisions? Oh, how beautiful. Suppose we let go of all knowledge, then what remains? Is there still an ability to make decisions? What is the knowledge that remains there when all other knowledge is stripped away? What truth is there that requires no definition to express itself? What truth is self-evident? It's a very simple, formless idea. In some sense, you can say yes. When you open your mind completely and let all thoughts dissolve into that supreme bliss within, that there does remain an experience that guides us. Something miraculous, something a lot more direct. That in such a way we are operating from a higher faculty, above the buddhi. What is above the buddhi? The higher faculties of the antahkaranas. Our ahankara, our chitta, and of course the highest of all, the chit itself. Yeah, we can absolutely operate from these higher faculties too, and this is what great saints and sages do. And you are speaking like one just by asking such a poignant question. Wimi, you ask, have I ever connected with a past life? You know, I think I did have a past life reveal itself to me rather recently. I've put a pin in it. I have a name. I've got some books to read. And no, it's not Terence McKenna, although maybe that'd be funny. Yeah, someone actually recently in my life, my mother actually had a very strong intuition that she knew who one of my past lives were. So that's fun. So far I've been kind of only curious, you know? But when your mother has an intuition, it's usually meant to be. So I'll explore that at the right time. I would like to connect with her. I will say that. What I'll feel comfortable sharing so far is that it was a her, a she. In this life, I've been gifted with the body of a male. In a previous life, certainly gifted with the body of a female. Zari, you share, the universe brought you to this current place you live. Friends all moved away, it's been hard. They may have moved away physically. In their physical absence, that brought you closer to all the love that they shared with you. Now you get to feel that in an even more intimate way. And of course, there's always a friend nearby. Whether they're human or something else is another question. Tatvamasi, you ask, will that ever be complete? It's just new stones on top, isn't it? The knowledge that we can discover is always endless. There's infinite things to learn. In fact, we have mathematically proved this. Just as many sets there are in set theory, there are unique mathematical truths, and through Cantor's paradox, there are more mathematical truths, therefore, than any infinity as infinities can go. They vary in size too. Some are infinitely larger than others. Of all the infinitely many infinities, there is more truths than can be discovered than any of those infinities can even describe. It is trans-infinite. Therefore, if we feel like our pursuit is purely for the completion of knowledge, then of course we're always going to feel like there's something more to gain. And that becomes a beautiful thing when we remember that the purpose is to be striving rather than to be in conclusion with anything. An endless, continuous mastery rather than some finite perfection. The sun came out just as I said that. Hello, beautiful sun. Hello, dear creature. All right, it is 7:04 p.m. We are 4 minutes over my minimum that I wanted to live stream. What the maximum will be, just a little longer. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So, thank you, Lucy, for your pair of roses. Tatpurushaya vidmahe mahadevaya dhimahi tanno rudra prachodayam. Did I thank you, Sajol, for the Quartet of Roses? Allow me to thank you now that I have a proper moment. Hanumate Rudratmakaya Om Bhat Swaha. Thank you for saying that inevitable. Sometimes I do wonder how helpful it is for me to be here. I want to be as helpful as I can for you all. If there's anything that I can share that means something to you, that makes me happy. I'm still learning in my journey, always learning from the people around me, that includes you. May I be simply a reflection of all the light within you all. Yeah. I do also believe there is much more research to be gained in the astral plane, the dreaming realm, dear Kalkiji. Ah, how vast is our subconscious. It is much larger than this whole universe. Speaking of dreams, Arwen, you had a dream recently where you were slicing fresh cucumbers and I was eating them? It was me that was eating them. I've been eating a lot more fruit and veggies. That's basically all I eat lately. Yeah, I'll tell you. And before I share this, because I know that food is always a heavy topic. I'll share that too. So I want to be clear that if ever I talk about my own eating habits, they're personal. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of looking towards others in our society to understand what we should eat or should stay away from. I'm just sharing from my experience, and if there's anything that inspires you, that's wonderful, but please keep doing whatever you're doing. I just want to share, because you shared that dream, that I've been doing a bit of an experiment. The last several months, I have essentially eaten only whole foods. So you know how in a grocery store, like the ring around the outside has the all whole foods, and then everything on the shelf that's supposed to be shelf stable for a while at least is all the processed foods, the hyper processed foods. So I've only been eating the stuff that's like on the outside, basically, of the grocery store. Just vegetables, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil, berries, fruit. What's that?
Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar. Spices, of course. Love spices. Love, pepper and salt and cumin and turmeric and ginger and eating sweet potatoes, having wonderful probiotics, and all plant-based. I just wanted to see how my body was feeling. And I think, even from the people around me, they've been sharing that, my skin looks brighter. I seem to have I have a better posture. I've got this flush or rosy cheeks lately. It's a cloudy day today anyway. And genuinely in my body, I feel so much better. Yet, I've also learned that we can eat as best as we can. Still, we need to follow that up with the right timing of things. Because I can eat the most wonderful, perfect meal, yet if I do it at 2 in the morning, and then rather than stretching or going for a walk, I'm hunched over working on some project, I'll get a tummy ache, even though it's all good food, right? We need to balance good food with good exercise and all that. So yeah, I've been eating cucumbers, I've been eating all that good stuff. I should show you my lunch today that I'll eat as soon as go on to the next thing after this live stream. Food review. Here, I'll show you. Now, please forgive me for the placement of this food. Some of these foods should be separated. Here, this is my lunch today. This is a very summer lunch. Today I have dragon fruit, mango, banana. My fiber is the dragon fruit and the mango. I also have some sauerkraut, fermented cabbage and carrots. They should probably be separated. Not touching my dragon fruit, but oh well. And then for a source of carbs, I have bananas. Got 3 bananas in there, I think. The more green your bananas are, the better. I just have some cinnamon, if you're wondering what that is on top of them. Just some cinnamon and some salt. And then for my protein, I have tempeh with a little bit of coconut oil and salt and pepper. And so this is my lunch today. And let me tell you, I look so forward to each meal, because I can tell, my body is so happy to eat all these good foods. It has been months since I ate anything with a preservative in it or with any chemical, that they add to processed food or any food with added sugar. My body is dancing. I can feel all my cells going and I still make sure to take my vitamins if I know that the food I'm eating is missing something, if I go a while without eating something that's high in choline, I'll make sure to take a choline supplement or whatever. Of course, if you eat plant-based, then make sure you get your B vitamins, specifically B12. I do that too. So the body is a temple. Take care of the temple. The gods and goddesses, they love to come, they dance through you. Festivals abound, and the world around rejoices too. Strawberries, it's wonderful. Is it enough calories for the day? Well, you know, I've learned that calories are just kind of a number. And what the body really cares about are the specific breakdown of the essential nutrients. Are you getting all of your vitamins and minerals? Are you getting at least, you know, on average 30 grams of protein per meal? Are you getting up to, you know, 15 to 50 grams of fiber in a day? That's wonderful. It's very difficult biologically to argue that there should be a specific number of calories to eat in a day, because you just have to make sure that you're eating enough, and enough of diverse sources too, because protein, carbs, fats, they all can be transformed into adenosine triphosphate, which our body uses to for its most basic energy source. As long as you are getting enough of any of them, as long as you are getting all of them, a little bit of each, that's good. You check your weight too. Just make sure you're not losing weight. I check my weight. This wonderful woman at the work that I recently resigned from, she was like, I think you are losing weight. You look skinny. You have no muscle. I'm like, okay, that's a whole conversation. I will go weigh myself just to make sure. And so I go weigh myself. Sure enough, I'm actually gaining weight. So I have no idea what she was seeing. So I told her, I'm like, you were worried that I was losing weight. I am affirming you. I'm actually gaining weight. And she's like, I don't believe you. I think you are getting smaller. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to tell you. She's like, I'm just like a mom. I know your generation only eats snacks. And I'm like, well, actually, the last time I had a snack like that was months ago. Anyway, I love the motherhood in her. My body is gaining weight, which is good. Which is good for me, because I know that my life thus far I've been underneath some of the metrics for my age and height and everything. Yeah. Thank you, dear Shakira, for your heart me. Stevie G, you share, you thought it's best to separate your fruits and cooked veggies. Yes, it is preferable that way. When you're traveling and on the go, sometimes some compromises have to be made. It's okay though. These are really specific things. Whenever I eat at home, I try to lay everything out separately, just as kids do. You know, I was recently looking up those trays that have all those different compartments, and it's so hard to find one that's advertised for adults, because they're all advertised for children, for picky eaters. And I thought, well, you know, children are just spiritually in tune, right? They're mini yogis. Yogis are the one thousands of years ago that argued to make sure you have all your food in a specific order, right? Get your fiber here, protein there, source of carbs there, fermented food here. And children do that naturally too. We call it picky eating, but really as adults, we're just used to kind of throwing everything on top of each other. But the body likes the space and the sequence of going through the foods in a particular procession. It's like in a temple, there are certain offerings that we go through sequentially. There's a beautiful symbolism. The body knows how to manage each nutrient profile one by one and can prepare for it and direct it. Yeah. I have a flower on my head. My little top knot. Oh yes, I made this little copper pin so I could put flowers in my top knot. The copper pin goes right onto my crown of my head. Kakiji asked, how do I do the mala on my hair? It's very simple. Essentially, let's see if I can kind of show you with some of the other jewelry I have on me. I also made this watch recently. with magnets. So I can just take this off. So essentially, what's happening in my hair, I'm going to leave what's in my hair there so that it stays in one place. But I have 2 rows of Rudraksha seeds like this, right? And then on each end, I just tie just a string. Or it's actually a short bit of rope. It's about this long on each side. So when I do my top knot, I take my Rudraksha and I just fold it around like that. And then at the back where I have the rope, I just make a knot or 2 or 3. I just tie it there. It's super simple. And then when I want to take it off, I just untie it and then it all comes off in a straight line like that. Put my watch back on. Thank you for letting me show you, Kalkiji. I believe that jewelry is more than a status item. Jewelry is, well, of course, one, the way we express ourselves, and that's a creative thing. But jewelry is also a sacred thing. For thousands of years, we've chosen to dress ourselves using sacred materials, like beads, like certain precious metals, like copper, for example, or silver. And today we're discovering all sorts of wonderful properties of these materials. Like, I've noticed in my own personal experience, for better or for healing, that these Rudraksha seeds can be storehouses of microbes. You just got to make sure that they're good microbes. And then on the other side of things, pure metals like copper and silver have antimicrobial properties too. And managing the body's microbiome is a really important part of being human. We are more than human in these bodies. We are holobionts. We can only exist with the addition of other organisms on and inside of us. So taking care of their needs is just as important as taking care of our human needs too. That's right, Kalkichi. We've got the Ganga, Yamuna, and Saraswati running through us. And I love you have a ring that symbolizes those. It's said that the left side of our body is Ganga, and inside of us it's known as Ida. The right side of our body is Yamuna, and inside of us it's known as Pingala. And our central spine itself is the Saraswati, and inside us it's known as the Sashumna. They all converge here at the third eye. And how do you know when they are converging? Just like in India, it happens every 12 years. Kumbh Mela happens in our body every few hours. You know it when your left and right nostrils are balanced. And when you close your eyes, you might see colors. I've been trying to live stream at the beach today, yet I usually have it down here. I could be anywhere. If it weren't for the seagulls, you'd have no idea. I should really tilt my hand up like this. Every 48 minutes, yeah. Every your Tattvamasi. Thank you, Kaliji, for your hand part. Namo Buddhaya. All right, I do want to get back to my house essentially. So let us end with a little meditation here. Your nostrils are definitely not the same right now, Your nostrils are definitely not the same right now, Billy. One is very clogged from a cold. It's interesting to pay attention to which one is open. Generally, if your left one is open, you are healing from something or resting. If your right one is open, then you are engaged in some type of active metabolic process, like digesting or even running, exercising. When they're balanced, you have both forms of energy coming together, the moon and the sun. We get the cooling, the heating, cyclical nature, perfect for meditation. Right now, actually, my left is more open. I'm in healing energy, I'm in cooling, relaxed energy. Let's do a short meditation, shall we? See if I can angle this up a little more so you can see a bit of the beach. All right, I love this little live stream today. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you all. As I said a few times, I'll say it once more for everyone who's come recently, I am officially back to doing live streams and making content in general. How it looks for the next few weeks, we'll find out. I'm going to discover it together with you. I want to make some short form content. I even want to do some long form content, more than just live streams, but actually really well done, edited, like kind of like mini documentary things on just certain topics on YouTube and all that stuff. And I want to offer a bunch of stuff on my website too. So I am excited to explore the future of this space for you. I invite everyone into our group chat, the Telegram group chat, Hridaya Kasha, the space of the heart. It's linked in the link in my bio, my website, shakta.ca, shakta.ca. Everything there is free. It's all free. Sounds like an advertisement. It's more of an invitation for the community if anyone wants to just be a part of it. So I like this joke from Billy. If a seagull flies over the sea, what flies over a bay? Well, naturally that would be your nice form of carbs in a torus. Toroidal carbs. Okay, a bagel. Okay. I would love to do a chant. Given that I am in a public space, I'll just do a little bit more of a quiet kind of meditation. So it's actually a good thing to practice meditating in public places too. Feel the energy of the space, open yourself to it. See if you can let it all be there. Naturally, our mind wants to label all the sounds that are happening around us. See if we can just kind of enter that space that is there, like when you just wake up in the morning and the consciousness is there for the new day, yet it's all kind of nameless. It's just life. You're just present there. You're part of it. You're witnessing it. Breath is the most nourishing thing. Always available, so long as there's air around us, lungs to breathe. I have a simple biological fact to share with you for meditation. When you breathe in, oxygen travels across the membranes in your lungs, attaches to hemoglobin, and that gets pumped around your body through the heart. And all of the oxygen that's already been used in metabolic processes has had carbon attached to it, turned into carbon dioxide. It crosses the membrane in the reverse direction, ready to leave. You know this, so why do I tell you? Because that transference of oxygen in, carbon dioxide out, it takes a moment or two. When we're in a rush, when we're living in ways that could be more conscious, sometimes we breathe too quickly for that transference to take place. We need a few moments after the inhale to slow down, really let the oxygen come in, and let all the CO2 come out. One excellent form of breathing is the 4-4-8 breathing, where we breathe in deeply to a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, let that oxygen CO2 transference take place, and then we exhale for a count of 8. So breathe in 4, hold 4, breathe out for a count of 8.
Foto machen, Linus. Jonas and Simon. Simon, mach weiter.
1, 2, 3.
Come on, one quick. Okay, it's not for Christmas. It's just for us. Just for us. You look so beautiful. We could have already been finished by now, children. Kai post this photos for us.
2, 3.
Come on, little man. Jonas, turn around.
Vorweihnachtszeit ist ja, dass es dann auch immer so früh dunkel wird. Das heißt, es muss am Wochenende passieren. Und dann hat der Fußball und der dies und der das.
2, 3.
Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, show your face. You have to smile more.
Und lachen. Guck mal, lach mal ein bisschen. Kannst ein bisschen lachen.
You have to smile more.
Ja, nur fürs Foto so.
That's not a smile.
Wie wärst du mit einem Schmunzeln?
All right, funny photo.
No.
Come, no funny photo. Everybody loves a funny photo.
No.
You know what? It's not the worst picture in the world. Hot bus. Hot bus.
Hat was.
No, I'm deleting the...
3 Fotos, 3 Jahre, fertig.
All right, best friends.
Ja, ja.
Dann lachst du uns beide.
Now they want to put him on the photo bomb.
Ganz gut zur Seite.
All right. And then naturally breathing whichever way feels organic.
Das ist ja nur Kaffeetasse, aber...
Oh, du siehst echt ein bisschen betrunken aus. Papa hat 2 im
All right. That's what you want with your beautiful...
As you breathe in, imagine light coming in through your crown of your skull, down your spine, into your heart.
You're the center point.
And as you breathe out, feel it come pour forth out of the top of your head.
Is that smiling?
Mein ganzes Leben lang... Ach, jetzt hör doch mal auf, Kinder.
Vielleicht machen noch Linus und ich.
Ja. Oh, jetzt aber romantisch.
Somebody's getting lucky.
Oh.
This engages us with the heavens.
Ja, let's go.
Now what we can do is on the inhale, feel energy like water flow down our spine from our heart down to the core of Mother Earth, through our root, through our tailbone. And on the inhale, or rather on the exhale, after the inhale, we feel that energy draw back up from the core of Mother Earth like flowing water all the way come back into our heart.
6, 7, 6, 7.
Abby, you want to take some photos? No. Why? Of yourself. I'm doing photos.
Oh, mega. Oh, wow. Mega klein.
We just landed.
Oh, wow, Abby, good job.
And if you're really good, you can do both. On the inhale, light from the heavens down through into the heart, water down through the tailbone into Mother Earth, transmuting light into water. On the exhale, water coming up from the core of Mother Earth, her tailbone into our heart, transmuting into light out the top of the head into the heavens. Light to water, water to light, be baptized in the stream of the divine.
So you don't want to take
Auf jeden Fall.
this is probably...
Aum Haum Jum Sa Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtevardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshi Jamamritat. Aum Haum Jum Sa Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtevardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshi Jamamritat. Aum Haum Jum Sa Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtevardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshi Jamamritat.
Yes, they want to.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namovaha. Dhanyavadaha. Thank you for participating in this short little outdoor meditation with me.
So happy. Okay, what about with Jonah? Come on, one.
That was the cucumber mantra at the end, as I call it, because it's a mantra that has the word cucumber. That's the mantra that my lovely partner was thinking of when talking about that dream of me eating cucumbers. The line is Triambakam Yaja, or specifically when we get to the cucumber line, it's Urvarukam. Urvarukam is cucumber. It can also refer to other vegetables like the cucumber. Urvarukam iva bandhanan mrityor mukshi jamamritat. It means, like the cucumber, may I be severed from the stalk of mortality, but remain connected to immortality. Cucumber mantra. All right. Thank you, everyone. Yeah. Thank you, Donsuela, Priya. Thank you for being here. Yeah, you know that one, Kalki G. Cucumber off the vine. I love our meditations together. Thank you, Paul Jack. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, Juliana, for our concluding club cheers. Om Namah Shakti Shivaya. Yeah, everyone is welcome to join the Telegram group chat. That is where today, for example, I mentioned in advance that I'd be live streaming. So if you ever want to know in advance, that would be the place that I can share, for instance. And a lot more to come soon. Thank you, everyone. Again, I can always thank you more. Om Asato Ma Sat Gamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotir Gamaya Mrityor Ma Mritang Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to the light, from death to deathlessness. Om, may there be peace in us, may there be peace in the forces that act through us, and there may be peace in the environment around us too. Peace, peace, peace.
Ja. Du hast Fotoshoot gemacht in Kanada hier mit dem
Definitely patience increases after meditation. Hopefully, a good meditation, one should feel patient through it. Now, my body has been patient enough waiting for food. I'm going to feed it now. Take care of the temples of your body. I look forward to the future of our community. Let us see what possibilities unearth from what we take care of in this present moment. I am here for you all. If there's anything to take accountability for and learn and grow from, let me know. Tvam Yu Yam. I love you all.